Welcome. We're back. Not the best day, or not a good day at all. Try and say it like that. Bad day, okay? Bad day. I'm sure not everybody had a bad day, but good amount just across a bunch of different markets, metals, stocks, cryptos. Not a lot of value, just a lot of selling, a lot of supply. I think Powell spoke in the morning. I think that was today again, the last time for the week maybe, I'm not too sure. But tough stuff. Right now, Bitcoin, we'll just start with Bitcoin, we'll talk about stocks and everything. If you've been watching the stream for the past, few days or whatever, or really ever since like last week, in the beginning of last week, I've been showing this bearish divergence on Bitcoin on the daily, on the 4-hour, MACD, RSI, a lot of bearish divergence, and that's continuing to play out. You're getting more downwards momentum. And now, unfortunately, if you remember, I've been showing this kind of channel, rising wedge, whatever you want to call it. It wasn't really super advanced or anything, just demand line, supply line. Unfortunately, it's breaking this demand line right over here right now, so hopefully that doesn't get too violent, but you never know. I mean, if you're under 52.6k on Bitcoin, unfortunately, on the daily, there's not a major support until like 44k. That's just what happens when you don't create sideways movement and you just pretty much go right up. A lot of times, things or assets tend to go right back down because you didn't consolidate. You didn't have an area where the buyers and the sellers were kind of giving like a fair price on the asset for a little bit. You just kept going up on this whole entire wave, which was a trade that I did put out on Bitcoin. And now, unfortunately, you're breaking under. You did get a confirmed close under on the daily. So we'll see what happens there. And yeah, it's Bitcoin. Definitely, I mean, you're hoping that it can bounce here and get back above 53k, but like you're not even waning on negative momentum on the daily yet. So yeah. Let's talk about futures. They're up a little bit right now, about 0.1% or 0.20% on both the NASDAQ and S&P futures. We'll see what happens, but honestly, the indices have not been the best signals, especially for a lot of stocks. I mean, for like half of the day, the S&P was actually up, but unfortunately, like a lot of stocks across the board were down. Like things had a pretty okay open, but a couple hours into the day, just selling, and then you pretty much continued selling throughout the rest of the day. But that's really what's going on with the S&P. you're just kind of in the middle of nowhere. There's not really an edge, not really a bullish edge or a bearish edge in my opinion. You're right in the middle of this ascending broadening wedge, and you're right in the middle of a support and a resistance on the daily at least. So it's just really 50-50 looking at the indices. I mean, the NASDAQ, I was hoping it could bounce off of 13K, it just didn't. Right now I'm only looking at the futures, but I mean, the NASDAQ futures are holding where they need to be holding for right now. You really want to hold 12,730 on the NASDAQ futures, so you are holding that, but the actual NASDAQ itself not really holding, but I was hoping that it could. And yeah, I mean, we'll see. Who knows? Maybe you back test this down sloping blue line again. It's possible. You bounce off of the last time, your previous resistance. Let's look at the actual S&P 500. That was just the futures. Pretty much the same thing. I think your closest support is like 38.73. So you're not too far away from it now. Like a decent support. That's the thing. Like in this whole entire range, you didn't really have a major support. So it's really, because you know how I'm always a little bit biased towards one side of the market, if you can tell in the streams, but this week and even kind of towards the end of last week, it's just been really hard to get like a good bias because it's so 50-50 just looking at the technicals, and it's just a very, very weird, it's been very weird days. Monday was good. Monday was a very seamless session, but yesterday and today were just very, very choppy. A lot of supply, a lot of moving averages getting violated, just other things I don't typically look at, just not working out too well. And it's just weird, Bitcoin's going down, altcoins are going down, stocks are going down in a bunch of different sectors, metals are going down, the 10-year yields are even going down. Really, one of the only things that was going up today was the dollar, which is technically not good, and we'll look at that. Technically not good for equities. So I don't like how you went back to red on the MACD on the S&P 500 on the daily, but again, that wasn't really with bearish divergence, it was just kind of like a regular crossover. So in terms of the S&P, how I'm kind of looking at it right now, I'm still a little bit bullish as long as you can hold over 38.70. Well, it's honestly more like this, like 38.60. If we're looking, let me try and look at the 4 hours, see if I can get it better. Yeah. So if we look at 38.63, it was kind of like your highs from all of these candles. So I would say like 38.63 rather, because I was just going with this highest candle wick, like 38.70. Just between like 38.60 to 38.70 is where I want you to stay above on the S&P. So you are above that for right now, but again, that means there is more downside just to even test that support, right? There's still like 0.70% more downside just to even get to that support in the S&P 500. So, I want to be bullish, but again, like I technically still am as long as you're above these levels, but if you get down to test that area and you don't bounce off of it, then you move back towards the bottom of this pattern. That would be a partial rise and it would increase the likelihood of a breakout to the downside. I've been talking about this on stream for a few days now, where you did not get to touch the top of the pattern. So if you get back to the bottom of the pattern before getting up to the top, that would increase the probability of breaking out to the downside. So that's what I'm hoping you can pivot at some sort of support around here and then try and run again, but who knows. The actual NASDAQ itself is what's, in my opinion, so yesterday the NASDAQ was looking better than the S&P, but today the NASDAQ's looking worse. So it's just really hard. These are really the scenarios where technicals are just not, they're not doing what they normally do because it's just very weird price action. It's not normal, stable price action that we've been getting for a while. It's a lot of more hectic, swings, right? And unfortunately on the NASDAQ, when you were dropping down, you did not hold over 13,000 for the close. Now, of course, futures could rally, you could gap up whoever, who knows. But I really would have preferred a close over 13K on the NASDAQ. Because at this point, it's just like, again, it would have been pretty bullish to hold 13K, you just didn't. So you broke under it. Now, I don't know if it's like technically like bearish now that you're under it because you could easily get back over it. But I mean, if you don't, there's a gap to fill like literally right over here at 12,800. Let me check. 12,854, which is not too far. And then this whole entire area is just, there's not like a big amount of support. And because again, when you go up really quickly, and then you come down into that same area, there's not major supports for you to bounce off of, unfortunately. That's why I was hoping you could bounce off of 13K. You still could if this was just like a little bit of a fake out, but the only way to confirm that is through the price action tomorrow. And unfortunately, until then, really hard to give a bias. So yeah, the QQQ actually did hold above 310, which I like. You're still above this important support from this candle low, from this candle low, from all these candle lows, from here, even from here. So the QQQ actually did hold compared to the NASDAQ. So just again, a lot of different variables. Nothing's really too strong for either direction right now. I could see things going either ways. Just a little bit tough. And that was obviously displayed in the trades, right? So, yeah, the worst day ever for the trades. In 5 months of putting out trades, I don't think there's ever been a day even close to this bad. Just pretty much a lot of the trades, you know, down 5%, even a little bit more in some. And it was just tough, right? You know, obviously that was not something I was leaning the probability towards, but also at the same time, whenever you put out a trade, you always have to accept that even if you have a higher probability for one side, there's always a chance that something else happens, and then boom. And that's really what happened. This is the part of trading that a lot of people don't understand, where you're going to be wrong, right? You're going to be wrong time and time and time again. If you really want to stay in this for the long run and make this a career, you're going to be wrong a lot. You just need to learn how to be wrong correctly. So really, you know, a lot of these individual trades were looking good. A lot of them were even starting off pretty well. Like most of them were starting off in profit, but the probability did not work out because the market pulled them back. So right, there's a bunch of external factors, and that's really just what pulled back a lot of different trades. So I don't know, figured I'd go live early tonight, just try and catch up a little bit. It's been pretty tough streaming the past couple of days. I wasn't feeling too good yesterday, had a headache all day, and then just been dealing with a lot of lag issues on the stream, but I think it's a little bit better now, so hopefully it doesn't start lagging. But yeah, those are the indices. That's Bitcoin. Hopefully that analysis helped. In terms of the trades, there's really not too much of an easy way to put it. Worst day ever, okay? So, I mean, personally, that's not something that, like, I'm not frustrated about it because of myself. I'm just frustrated about it because I understand that, of course, they're not financial advice, but I understand that a lot of people look for ideas, right, for their own trades. And, you know, I'm not worried about it for myself. I'm just worried about it for like other people. That's what kind of messes with me. But it's been 5 months of putting out trades. This is the worst it's ever been. I highly doubt that, based on the data that's on the weekly sheet, that this is going to last. It's just, for now, it sucks. And that's just what it is, really. So, you know, on days like these, of course, you know, people on Twitter are more toxic. People in the Discord are more toxic. Less people in the stream, as you can tell. It's just, these are days where real traders are kind of separated from fake traders. Now, there's not technically anyone who's a fake trader, but what I mean by that is real traders are people who understand that one day, 1 week in time is literally nothing compared to the actual career that they're in. You know, if they're actually trying to be a trader for a long time, moments like these are just, they're just pauses. They suck, nobody likes them, but they're just a part of the game. They happen. The fake traders, on the other hand, are freaking out, and a lot of them might be pulling money out of the markets, and that's what's leading to a lot of the falls. Because, you know, there's a difference between people who, like I literally just said, understand that this is not going to last, and then other people who are just so short-term minded. They want to get rich quick. They're only in the markets right now because of the crazy bull run we've been in for the last year, and they don't understand how gravity is still a thing in the market. So that, you know, you're gonna see a lot of that. And again, like I've said before, I don't care what type of day it is in the market. I'm not going anywhere. Also, just wanted to cover all that. Again, just based on the last 5 months, I'm still chilling. I'm still completely fine. But of course, for the short term, it sucks, right? Not even for myself, just for other people who can't really handle, you know, movements like this, right? A lot of people are in different situations as well, so it's not only that. But yeah, I mean, I can't even really understand the trade sheet looking at it. It kind of just doesn't make sense. This has never, let me go to the other screen. This has never been a thing on the trade sheet. It's never done this. I mean, ever, right? That's never happened. Like, you're just looking through all, like, this has not happened before. So it's not normal. And that's also another thing. It's like, this is just a moment in time where things suck. But statistically, not even just for my own trade sheet, just statistically for most people, like, you need to understand that weeks like this will come again, right? You just need to make it through weeks like this week. And the only way to do that is just through pushing through it. So That's what you got to do. You want to be in this game for more than just one bull market. That's what you got to do. You want to join in on the bull market, try and make a quick amount of money, and then lose it all in a couple of weeks. That's you. But I'm here trying to teach people how to manage risk, how to get through the weeks like this as a trader. Because when you're a trader, you're trying to profit off of the short-term fluctuations in the market. And a lot of the times because you're playing the short term, you're gonna need a lot more consistency, which is technically why most of the weeks are pretty good. But again, consistency does not mean always green. It just means most of the time. And unfortunately, terrible timing. This was just a week that happened to be horrible. I mean, there's not even like an excuse. There's nothing, just horrible. Of course, a lot of the trades that got stopped out, they started out positive. They started out working green. Most of these trades were in profit. But the market just pulled them, right? And again, risk management, right? You're taking these small losses so that on weeks like, pretty much every other week, you can make crazy gains, right? That's the whole entire point of being a trader. It's understanding when to pull back a little bit, pay your fee that you have to pay when you're trading, and then just wait for good opportunities to come again, because good opportunities will come again. This was the second worst week, but this week was still net positive. Now, what I mean by net positive is the winning trades, percentage-wise, was a higher percent than the losing trades. This is potentially the first week that's not going to be net positive. And of course, there's still 2 more days. There's still all of these trades that are still ongoing, so they could go over to green, and that would be a net positive week. But never before in the 20 weeks of trades I put out has a week had a bigger amount of percentage in losings than winners, if that makes sense. So it sucks. I'm not happy about it. You're looking at me. I'm not here celebrating anything. There's nothing to be celebrating for myself, but I'm not freaking out about it. I'm not acting like it's the end of the world. It's just a moment in time that I'm trying to help other people get through, that I'm getting through myself. Remember, I trade myself. And I just want to spend more time just talking about it rather than just looking at the exact numbers. But just to look at the exact numbers, close out the XPV and the Clover trades today. That did help because they fell quite a bit after I closed out those trades in the Discord. Got a few trades that are still at their entries. Really, all of these trades are still around their entry. Like literally all of this. I know these ones are red, but they're still right around their entries. They just got pulled with the market. These trades are pretty much like hanging on by a thread around their stop losses. These were break-even trades, and then these were failed trades. But again, like, yes, you can just glance at the sheet and just be disgusted like I am, but there's more to it, right? There's the fact that the market's been super weird this whole week. There's also the fact that these trades aren't over. They're longer term trades and they're just down for right now. I was saying earlier, what matters is not where a trade currently is. All that matters in a trade is where it ends up, right? So who knows? Maybe a good amount of these turn to green, maybe not. And then a lot of these trades, you're seeing these notes that I put over here. Fisker fell 10% after getting stopped out, 10% further. Beyond fell another, well, Beyond actually is still around the stop. This is like a premium trade. These two as well. One of the premium trades fell 14% today after getting stopped out. So those are where stop losses helps. This CCIV fell another 8% after getting stopped out. ANDI fell another 8% after getting stopped out. Tilray fell another 5% after getting stopped out. This is why you use stop losses. This is why you manage your risk, so that you're not taking these types of losing trades. You're only taking these types of losing trades. And then when the weeks come like this, like the good weeks, when those come again, you make that back pretty seamlessly, right? That's what really the point that I'm trying to get to. So it's just a moment in time that sucks, but hey, we're at least going to be able to see who the real ones are and who the people who were just kind of, in it trying to make a quick buck. Why did I just move that? Let me fix that up. That's like the recap of that. I mean, we'll look at some trades. I'm not going to spend, much time on the trades that got stopped out. I mean, why? Because they got stopped out. It's already on the sheet, and honestly, it was just like the market pulling them. So I'm just really going to be focusing more on the trades that are still active. But yeah, I mean, a bunch of trades got stopped out. Just a part of the game. So to anybody who's frustrated, I'm frustrated with you, but statistically, good times will come again. Just wait it out, make the best decisions you can given the current situations. And you want to be a trader for a long time, understand that this is just a little percentage of what the overall picture is as your trading career, your trading story, your trading journey. And that's really what I want to get out as a trader. But yeah, I mean, some of the ongoing trades, I guess we'll look at this in a second. We do have some other things we want to look at, like the VIX. little bit interesting. Are showing some 4-hour classic bullish divergence on the VIX. You're showing some daily classic bullish divergence on the VIX. So not great, honestly. You want this to fall back under 19.6, but that's not happening for right now. And then the 10-year actually was falling earlier today. It's bouncing up a little bit right now, but it was certainly falling today. Finally came back under this resistance. And is that bearish divergence? No, unfortunately, I wish it was. And then this is not good. This is the DXY. I've been showing this since the beginning of January. I've been showing this falling wedge since January, okay? And I've been saying if this does break out, which there was a pretty high probability, that would not be good for equities. We are at that moment in time now, okay? It broke out. I've been showing this. I've almost showed this probably like once or twice a week. And yeah, this is going up, which is technically bad for equities. You are testing the 200-day moving average. I hope it rejects there and pulls back, but who knows? I mean, Cheddar Freeze was talking about it earlier. Mitch Ray was also showing it on his stream like the last time. You had a similar movement like this on the DXY. Was, I believe, right over here, pretty much at the end of the Bitcoin bull run in 2018 or whatever. And I think you also had very clear classic bullish divergence Mitch Ray was showing. And that's, you know, and then while this was going up is when Bitcoin was in its bear market. And then while this was going down is when Bitcoin was entering a bull market again. And same thing for stocks, kind of, even though stocks actually were doing all right back then, minus the COVID crash. So that's the VIX, the DXY. We already looked at the 10 years. Check the DXY on the weekly. Yeah. So same thing on the weekly and the daily, just similar times, right? The last time we did this is when Bitcoin was at $20,000, and eventually Bitcoin found its way all the way back down to like 3,800, I think, during this movement. And right up here, pretty much just a few weeks ago, Bitcoin was at its all-time highs. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Right down here, pretty much just a few weeks ago, Bitcoin was at its all-time highs. And even over here. So basically, the times that this was down is when Bitcoin was super high up. It's like an inverse relationship. When this was right over here and right over here, Bitcoin was pretty much at all-time highs. And when it was up here and up here is when Bitcoin was getting crushed, right? So a lot of correlation or inverse correlation there. And it's just messing with that 200-day moving average right now. VIX still holding this 19.6 support on the week as well. And then the other thing on the weekly, there's classic bearish divergence on the S&P 500. So that's not good. Let me check out the NASDAQ. Yeah, there's classic bearish divergence on the weekly on the NASDAQ as well. Not good things for the long term. It's on your RSI. Yep, a lot of classic bearish divergence on the weekly. Just showing that we're long-term overbought. Obviously on your QQQ as well, just all of the indices. And yeah, let's look at some of the trades now. Snow, this one, again, is a lot, like all the trades, not all of them, but a lot of them, they started off very nicely in profit. They were doing what the technicals were implying. The market just said, nope, hold them back. Pretty much what happened with Snow, I think it's like inches away from the stop loss. It's like $2 away or something. I don't like how it broke under 211. You're pretty much close to right at like your all-time low from back in September of last year. So not looking good unless you can reclaim 211, just hanging on by a thread. Maybe the market opens green tomorrow and it can get back over, but we'll see. Zoom, same thing. This trade started off, let's see. This trade started off 6.5% in profit, like I think yesterday or something. And now it's down 3%, just the market messing up the trades. That's a part of the game. That's not, it should never be a surprise. It's just not the higher probability, it's the lower probability, but it should never be a surprise. And that's why I spend so much time teaching you all this method of risk management that I learned from Mitch Ray, loosely, or not even loosely, but pretty much a lot of it, and trying to help you so that, you know, when the market kind of goes against what your technicals on individual stocks was showing, or whatever your thesis is, or even if it was fundamental, you know what risk management is and you know how to survive it, and you're not getting wrecked off of 1 week, right? Even with how bad the trades are this week, it's not even like a little piece of how many gains have been made in the last 19 weeks of trades, right? So that's you have to zoom out. You can't just be so focused on one day and 1 week in time when you're a trader. You need to be focused on the bigger picture. For pretty much 19 weeks straight in a row, it was gaining. Every single week was a net positive week. So when you get one bad week, and this potentially week's not even over yet, but one bad week should not give away 19 weeks of gains because you didn't know how to manage your risk. That's why even during the greenest of weeks ever, I've been trying to teach risk management and how important that is. I have like 2 videos about it, and I try and cover as much as I can on the streams, and the trades are based off of that, right? Always having a littler risk than what you're trying to gain on trades. DCPH, I think it's at the entry still. This trade started off like 8 or 9% in profit. Market just pulled it back. No surprise there. Again, Baba. This trade also started off like I think 4% in profit, and now it's back at the entry of the trade, so it's even. RBA, this one's been down before the market even fell. This one's just been like 1 or 2. How much percent? I think it's been like down like 2%, like ever since the trade came out. So it's just kind of finding support like 56, I think. BLDR also, this one I think technically might have gotten stop hunted, but it went up like a little bit after hours. So I mean, unless you had like a physical order right there, then you probably could have gotten stopped out. Again, just pretty much is like a failed trade for now. Just maybe a little percent chance that something magical happens tomorrow. Who knows? ISL, same thing. This trade technically I could have went out and pretty much just put this as a break-even trade on the sheet. I just didn't want to do that because yes, this trade was up 10% at one point and now it's down 10%. So if you wanted to play the break-even that I've been teaching, not to let a winning trade turn into a losing trade, that would have been actually preferable for you. I was just kind of thinking this is a very, very long-term trade on high time frames. This pattern took it like 200 days to complete or something. Pretty much, no, not 200 days, sorry. Wait, yeah, it did take like 200 days. Let me check. Let's see. Yeah, it took over 200 days to complete, so it's a high risk, high reward trade. But yeah, I mean, if you were up 10% and it came back down to your entry, 100% could make sense that, you were just breaking even on it. So yeah, those are the trades that are still ongoing. Again, I don't really need to cover the ones that got stopped out. Just Fisker, CCIV already got stopped out. KNDI got stopped out. A bunch of them. I already showed you them on the sheet. It's just like, again, I can look at the individual charts, but the summary on pretty much all of them is just the market screwed them over. I was going to say bad word, but the market screwed them over, and they got to their stop levels, and pretty much all of them fell down a lot more after hitting their stop levels. So the stop levels helped a little bit there. That's really the recap of all the trades. Assuming that the stream is not super laggy, it doesn't look like it is. We can finally actually have an actual live stream. So I wanted to go live a little bit early. This is pretty much the time that I'd usually be going live, but we've already gotten everything covered. So yeah, just showing up, I'm not one of those people who's not going to be showing up on the red days. I'm going to be trying to help out even more on the red days. But yeah, let me take a look at the chat. Make sure to hit that like button. Let's get to 20 likes at least. I know, like I said, on days like these, you're going to see a lot less hype, right? There's going to be a lot less vibes, obviously. It makes sense. But I appreciate everybody supporting. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. You want to send me a tip, literally only if you want to. I know what today was like, so that's the second link in the description. Oh, and I forgot to mention for the premium alerts, it's the pinned comment in the chat. And I'm doing like a little, I don't know if like giveaways are a word to use, but basically one person who signs up today, I'm going to randomly pick one person who signs up today. And I'm going to give them a free one-on-one class, which is an hour long. So yeah, just if you were thinking about signing up, it's the pinned comment in the chat. I think we just had somebody sign up right now. So thank you. But yeah, if you're thinking about signing up, I'm going to randomly pick one person right after the stream tonight. Like right when I finish the stream, I'm going to do the random slot picker, whatever that website's called, with all the names of the people who joined today, and pick one person to do a free class with. I also lowered the price. Not on the initial month is still $30, but after your first month, it's going down to $25 for every single month after that. And that also includes the people who already signed up. So just wanted to say that. I know I don't talk about it too much. I just don't want to talk about it too much on the stream. Just bringing it up right now. Maybe I'll bring it up one more time later on. It's the pinned comment in the chat. Thank you, Cheddar Freeze, for dropping it. in the chat, but I'm just talking with everybody right now. Appreciate all the support. I mean, there has been, I mean, I'm not surprised by it. Typically, when there's days like this, is when you know, haters come out, especially on Twitter. But I've been doing a much better job. I haven't answered one person who was hating on Twitter. And again, like, people, it's just, I don't want to go too into it. I just hate even giving any attention to it, but it's understandable on days like these. That's all I'm gonna say. Is a renewable option a year-long commitment? No, you can cancel anytime you want. Yeah, you can turn off auto renew the second you sign up. And I swear, I literally swear, I spent like an hour, what's it called, trying to figure out how to do the yearly memberships. I still can't figure it out because like 5 people have asked me if I can get the yearly signups for that, for the premium alerts. I can't figure it out. So whenever I do, I'm gonna do it, but I spent a lot of time trying to figure it out. I'm probably just gonna have to call up the website. Now you're getting it. Yeah, back when I first started, you know, tweeting and everything, I would answer every single hate message I got, but I don't think I've answered like one in the past like 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, longer than that, honestly. But yeah, how's everybody doing? I know, tough day. DF says I'm in. Awesome. Yeah. We'll look at some takers in a second. Just talking with everybody. Telling you, I'm really still, I said a few days ago I was fired up, but I'm still fired up. I don't care what the market's doing. I'm still trying my best. Unfortunately, sometimes, and this goes for any trader, your best is just not going to be enough. You're just going to be wrong sometimes, and you're going to have to pay the fee. But it's a process. You just do it over and over and over again like a robot. And the whole entire idea at the end of the day is to be in a position where you're still, you know, making so much more in the good weeks than the bad weeks. And technically this is the first bad week in 5 months. But yeah, 3 more likes at 20 likes. And get some hot chocolate. All right. Yeah, gotta learn how to be a good loser for sure. Future's still kind of in the same place, but why people disliking? I mean, we all know why they are, but again, I'm fine with whatever. But yeah, drop some takers in the chat, and I will try to go through as many takers as possible. Thank you. I don't know if I should say your name for whoever signed up. I don't know if you want me to disclose it or not, but thank you to the person who just signed up for the premium alerts. And comment in chat if anybody else wants to. One person is going to get a free one-on-one class today, only for today. So yeah, let's what's it called? Let's go over some takers, drop some takers in the chat. We'll take a look. Again, I haven't been able to stream for like 2 days with all the lag, so I know it's a little bit laggy still, I think, but it's better. So finally we can go over some takers, trying to help out as much as I can until it maybe starts lagging again, but I'm going to start off with what Game PvP sent, EBON. So yeah, if you want me to look at something, just drop it in the chat. I'm going to sit here for as long as I can, unless I start lagging like crazy, and just go through takers for everybody here. We'll see if we can find anything interesting, right? Yeah, it was you, DF, thank you. EBON, a lot of things just kind of look like this right now. I don't see major probability for either side. You're just kind of like way in between major support ranges and resistance ranges. You're just literally right in the middle of a channel, no divergence. A little bit hard to find like good looking things right now with all of the price action that we've been getting lately. But again, that's not me saying it's bad. It's just me saying I don't see enough of a probability based on how I personally trade. Same thing with apps. It's just I don't really see a pattern. I don't really see divergence. Just, you know, it's going to be like this for a lot of tickers I go over tonight. All right, just saying that. Is it a harmonic? I don't think so. I mean, I can just verify real quick. I might be wrong still, but I don't think so. It's just way too deep of a retrace. Like, yeah, you can't get a harmonic with the 0.966 retrace, I'm pretty sure. So I would say no, but maybe I'm wrong. Apps, same exact thing, just can't really give you an answer. They are just any probability. If anything shows divergence, I'll pay 5. I have a couple of things I think that are showing divergence right now. Maybe I'll go over some later. Palantir, that was a break-even trade. OKE. I think that was it right there. Yeah, Palantir, break-even trade. It was up like 10%, then it came back down to entry. But I don't like how it fell under 2248, but that's the thing today. With a lot of things that broke supports today, it wasn't like they actually like literally broke supports, because that's exactly how the buyers and the sellers felt about that stock. It was just a lot of things broke supports today because there was panic selling, especially in the last like half an hour of the day. You know, a lot of things were right around their supports going into power hour, and just panic selling made a lot of things have breakouts. And the thing with that is, like, when you have multiple things all, you know, breaking out, if that wasn't like a real move and it was just pure people like panicking about what was happening in the market, these could all be fake outs, right? It's just a lot of the times the breakouts are a lot more solidified when it's like only happening to that individual stock. But if every single stock is like breaking out and everything, I just look to the indices to see what they're looking like, right? Because maybe it is a fake out on like everything, maybe not, but there's a lot of different things. We're testing their supports there this afternoon, and they just kind of closed right under them in like the last half an hour of the day. But Palantir, unfortunately, don't have any more support, like really. I mean, maybe you have one like 2118 from this little candle wick. It's more like 2115 or whatever, but you closed under the 2250 support. So that's not preferable, right? OKE, getting some divergence, okay, potentially. It's not confirmed, so I don't know if that counts, but yeah, you're getting some potential hidden bullish divergence on the MACD and RSI on the 4 hour. Right over there. Trying to hold above 48.24. We'll see if you can do it, but yeah, I just hope you can. Potential like tweezer bottom looking candles right over there. Technically, as long as you're above 48, you're still like good with that hidden bullish divergence. And then even potentially on the daily, but it needs to develop a lot more. Blue, APOP. I mean, if something went up 70%, there's really not much I can do for you. It's not how I trade. Did we look at OK already? I can't remember. I mean, I'll just look at it, but I can't really, I don't know. WeMe, online art, hologram, potential NFT play, direct offering at 7.5, closing tomorrow, and close at 6.32 on the day. We're sitting at strong supports. I mean, so with the catalysts like that, you know, anything can happen. So just looking at this from an unbiased standpoint without really thinking about any catalyst, because I'm not too familiar with, you know, whatever happened or what's happening potentially. 560 is definitely what you want to hold. That's a major support, and then your resistance is like $6.70. If you break 670, it could go crazy. There's gap fills, yeah, but you need to get back over 670. And you kind of are in still the middle range without divergence. Blue looks like you broke this parabolic trend. You still technically could look at it like this. Or that would be your, I mean, even really depends on how you chart it. There's a bunch of different ways you could chart this, but I'll just stick to horizontal support and resistances. What's up, Samuel? Definitely want to stay over 356. 356 for sure. That was your resistance over here, and then your support on this candle, and this candle. 356 is what you want to hold on blue. Disney, I think you said something about a possible Gartley on the 1 hour. I don't think so. I mean, yeah, no, I'm not too sure. Maybe looking at it like this. I mean, if you're looking at it like that, no, that'd be too deep. And then even if you're looking at it like this, it wouldn't be Gartley, it'd be more of a cipher. But that's too deep of a retrace, so that's also invalid. So I'm just not too sure. But I don't really like stretching patterns, you know. And I don't really see like a major support on the daily. So I'm not too sure here on Disney. It's been a very crazy run. See if you hit any of the fib extensions. Not really. Kind of passed over it. I would say, yeah, your nearest support if you're looking at like 183.45 though. From these candle highs, you bounce off of it on this candle low, so maybe you'll bounce off it again. Kind of, I think it would just depend more on the market, but we'll see. Okay, we did look at that already. APOP, I really don't know on this one. Don't really see a pattern divergence. Not too sure. But again, that doesn't mean it's a bad stock. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means that's just not how I trade, right? Norwegian Cruise Lines, right? Yeah. What's up, Thomas? Smash that like button. Awesome. See if we can hit 30 likes. I don't know if we'll do it, but we'll see. CSCW. Nice average price on Disney NASCAR. I like GNUS. We'll take a look. I mean, first off, CSCW, that's technically like a shooting star candle, but it's already going crazy. So when you look at things like this, and I don't know anything about the company, I can't really give you an answer because it's like 50-50. 50% chance the hype continues, 50% chance people continue to take profits. But I mean, no, I don't mean anything. I mean, I can't really help you out there. I'm sorry. It's just not how I trade. NCLH, it was on the watch list going into this week, I believe. I think that was it. Yeah, did not put out the trade because it wasn't holding support. That's why I always gotta wait for confirmation, so I never put out that trade, broke it, broke the support, and then it pretty much just fell quite a bit. This point, now maybe this could be a potential Bartley. Let's see. XA, oh my gosh, no way. A little bit deep though, yeah. It was close. It was very close to a Gartley, but you wanted it to actually. It could be argued, I think, because you want this to be a 786, which is pretty much right up there. So you're a little bit deep at the PCZ, but I mean, you could also go for the 1618, which would be down there. So potential Gartley, I still think, and then maybe you can get some hidden bullish divergence as well. But I don't really see much of a pattern. And then maybe your support's like 23.25. Let me just actually look at that. All right. Oh my gosh. All right. So if NCLH comes down to $23, you're out of support and a PCZ. And it looks like I'm lagging again. Too bad. I'm literally on the lowest settings possible. The only other thing I could do is go down to 720p, but I would not want to stream in 720p. So that sucks. Thought it was fixed. I mean, it was working pretty decent for like half an hour, but now it's starting to lag a little bit again. I think I'm just gonna keep running with it for a little bit, see if it gets better. If it doesn't, just let me know. So yeah, it's NCLH. See what happens there. GNUS. Can't really give you an answer there as well. Just not really how I trade. I will say that it was very, very clearly accumulating over here, right? When you're making consecutive higher lows like this, that's a good sign. It means every single time it sells off, people want it at a higher price. It's showing that there was accumulation. You probably could have looked at this like technically like a 3 rising valleys right over here. Then you even made another higher valley and then you went again. But at this point, I'm not too sure. So. Video lagging again. Yeah, sucks. I think I'm going to just turn off my camera again, just trying to continue going over tickers for everybody. I don't know. Is it like that bad? Stream on Discord? I mean, I can. The thing with Discord is just like, you know, people are going to have their mics on and off, and then I need to make a new channel for it. It's a little bit tougher to do it that way, especially. Someone shorting the stream, definitely. Getting a short attack right now. So I'm going to turn off my camera for a second. If it's not that bad, I'll just turn off my camera, and then we'll just literally go over the charts themselves. Maybe if I just do it like this, you might not even be able to tell that it's lagging, okay? Like if I just talk like this and my voice is fine, then maybe we could just chart like this. All right, just literally straight to the point into the charts. Okay. So hopefully it's like a little bit better, even though I know it sucks to watch the stream like this. Or maybe you prefer it better. It's like a radio stream, I guess, even though you can still see. I don't know what I'm saying right now. Yeah, keep dropping tickers in the chat. I'm gonna continue to try going over them for you. Let's see. Save. I mean, it's been in a very nice run. If you remember back in January, I was super bullish on airline stocks. So all the airline stocks since that video I put out, not even on airline, I was super bullish on airlines and cruises. I was super bullish on travel. I alerted the Discord. I made a whole entire YouTube video about it. I was talking about it on Twitter. Super bullish on travel back in January, and ever since January, travel's been in a very nice run. So I think save was like right over here when I put out that video. I think I did show it on that video. Yeah, it was right over here. It just looks so good. Like literally back here, there was hidden bullish divergence and a bull flag. And that was when I made that video on my channel thinking travel was bullish, and this is what's happened since then. I mean, just crazy runs. So nice move there. At this point on save, I think you're still bullish as long as you're over 32.73. 32.73 was your kind of your low over here, your low over here, low over here. So as long as you're over $33, technically, I think you're still bullish on save. Okay. I think we already looked at WIMI. EFEN. THBR. So you were saying for the Disney Gartley, we were looking at, let me go back to the 1 hour. Feb 22nd. Let's see. Right there. Feb 22nd to March 8th. That doesn't make sense to me either. I mean, this was actually not, it could actually, I think. But again, I think it would be invalidated. So you were starting off right over there to March 8th. Yeah, I know what you were doing. I just don't think it makes sense. Yeah. All right, so when you're doing it like this, right? I mean, technically you're already under the first PCZ of the Gartley, the 786. And you also passed the 1618, so that also wouldn't make sense. And then you're also completely ignoring this whole entire movement as well. Ignoring all of this. And I don't think you can really ignore that whole entire movement. But of course, anything can play out. As long as you hold the support, who knows what can happen, right? So that's DIS, Disney, again. DFEN. Did I ever put out this trade? Wow. When did I chart this? That must have been like, I think I might have started like last summer, maybe November. Yeah. Let's go on the daily, not the 1 hour. Nice higher lows. Not much of an edge on the daily. Potential hidden bullish divergence on the 4 hour, but you're not even like starting to actually develop it, so you can't really talk about it for now. But I think as long as you can hold above 1869, you're good. So 1869 was kind of your resistance right over here, aside from these little pushes over. I think you definitely want to hold over that. THBR. Potential double bottom. Okay, first bottom, second bottom. Neckline would be right up there. Okay. And I guess that's like pretty much, if this is a SPAC, I guess it's just like the redemption share price for the SPAC. So I guess that also makes sense. Let's see what else we got in here. SOS. Yeah, Rooster, I saw that tweet. I think I actually retweeted it about Mac Miller having a Fisker, which is crazy because Mac Miller is probably one of my favorite artists ever, and Fisker is obviously my favorite stock and car. So crazy connection right there. LGHL as well. On SOS, kind of broke out of this little triangle, had a nice move, but then it sold off again. At this point, I'm not too sure. I mean, maybe just like something like that. I don't really see high probability here for either side, which means I could see going either way. So no divergence, not much of a pattern, not too sure. Same exact thing with the LGHL. No pattern, no divergence, not too sure. Just not how I trade at this point. Back down here at the entry, at the lower risk areas, the more value areas, I would get it. Potential double bottom and everything. But over here, I'm just not too sure. I could see either scenario playing out. Yeah, keep dropping tickers in the chat. Literally, my stream is lagging super hard, so you can't even see me. Can't even see like the background on the stream, but I'm trying as much as I can to just help everybody out, go over some tickers, even though I know a lot of these are not the best answers, just as how the market is, but appreciate all the support. I know that there definitely has been some more hate in the last week, but again, I'm in this for the long run. I'm not too concerned about the people that are going to be coming in and out, trying to demand things, trying to make a quick buck and get rich quick. That's really not who I'm trying to cater towards in the first place. So for the people who are really trying to actually learn how to trade, learn how to manage risk, and learn how to make this a potential career, that's who I'm trying to help. So I'm not really trying to give too much focus to anybody, that's hating me, because I'm never going to meet them in my life. They're just random people, So yeah, appreciate everybody who is supporting and everything. Appreciate all the likes. We hit 30 likes. Let's get it. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. Pretty much so for that offer on the premium alerts, if you sign up pretty much within the next half an hour, probably not even that much. If you're not to sign up within the next 15 to 20 minutes, I think, because as soon as I finish this stream, and I'm not too sure when I'm going to do that, as soon as I do finish the stream, I'm going to do the random selector and pick one person who signed up for the premium alerts today and give them a free one-on-one class. So if you want to take advantage of this one-time potential, opportunity, right? Because it's only going to be one person, but that's a pinned comment in the chat, and I'll message whoever the winner is right after the stream, probably 20 minutes after the stream or something. But yes, we've looked at WIMI, I swear, twice or something. Have we not looked at this? Yeah, I mean, even if we didn't, I'm just not too sure, just don't really know what to tell you. Potential double bottom, but that's not even a textbook double bottom, no divergence. You're just now getting oversold on your RSI on the 4-hour. We'll have to see what happens. Let's see. Yo. I'm just not too sure. I mean, I don't like how I think Neo's actually bearish under 39. So unless you can get back over, not 39 really, maybe 30, something like this, right? Really this whole entire range right over here. This whole entire range. Pretty much the high 30s. I think it's a little bit bearish. I think you want to get back above that. So that's really what I think you'd be looking for. AMY. Just want to hold over $1, I guess. 104 was your resistance. Did not mean to move that over. 104 was your resistance right over here and right over here. Then it was your support. So you just want to bounce over the lower dollar range. I mean, not too complicated there. But yeah. So let's take a look at futures again. Pulling back, S&P futures up 0.15%. NASDAQ futures up 0.06%. Bitcoin is still under support right now, unfortunately. Just how it is. Let me get another sip of hot chocolate. Let's see. Is that another ticker? NAV. That's pretty interesting. I mean, support is 43.91, resistance is 44.32. I don't know why this just doesn't move. I don't know what this is. Have I seen the Hindenburg report on RIDE? Right. I think I've heard about it and stuff. I was looking at it. But I think this thing got absolutely demolished, right? Yeah. I mean, yikes. Even the technicals, somehow, some way, the technicals were actually maybe implying this. Over here, you had an ascending broadening wedge with classic bearish divergence on the MACD and RSI, and that was quite frankly like where you topped out before this whole entire move down, which is crazy. But that's definitely been getting crushed. Somebody's talking about Riot or Mara. Let me come over here. I was actually looking at Mara earlier. Believe it or not, and again, do not take my word on this. I'm just thinking. I'm not actually doing anything, but potential inverse Adam Eve pattern, which is a bearish pattern, kind of something like this. Okay. So I don't know. Maybe potential short, and the fact that also Bitcoin's been acting pretty bearish lately. I mean, I don't know. Something like this. Let me try and make it look a little bit better. You go on the 4 hour, I guess. Yeah, it probably looks better. I don't know, maybe something like that. Potential short. Try and get it, you know, take profits. I think there's a gap fill right there, yeah. It's just not a great reward to risk. Like, you're trying to short it lately, but I don't know if the money printer goes spur, if Bitcoin just goes back up. Maybe Marvel too. I haven't really traded them too much though. I just saw a little bit of a potential bearish pattern over here, but you don't really have like bearish divergence or anything, so I'm just not too sure yet. I think this will be the last ticker for the night, so ACB. Let's look at my phone for a second. Okay, so it looks like we've had one person sign up for the premium as well. But yeah, this is gonna be last ticker, so pretty much after this ticker, this is like the final, probably like 5 minutes if you wanna enter the giveaway. It's not like a real giveaway, it's just like basically one person who signs up for the premium alerts today could potentially get or one person will, everybody could potentially, but one person will get a free one-on-one class. So that's the pinned chat or the pinned comment in the chat if you want to sign up. You have like 5 minutes if you want to try and maybe get a one-on-one class free. So ACB, potential double bottom, not super clear though. And let's see if you have like an ice line. Well, you also have an ice line right under that. So I mean, I think you'd want to bounce in this range right over here on ACB, and if you don't, that would be horrible because this is a pretty wide range. But pretty much within like the $8 range is where you're looking for a bounce. You have a potential double bottom and a support. So I mean, that's really where you're hoping you can bounce off of. Above like 820, I guess. The next major resistance looks like $11 to me, so pretty crazy stuff there. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it. I'm pretty bummed out that the stream started lagging again. Sorry if I didn't get to everybody's tickers in the chat, but yeah, hopefully things are better tomorrow. Thank you for all the support. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you want to sign up for premium alerts, that's the pinned comment in the chat. I think the NASDAQ futures just pulled back a little bit, and yeah, they are pulling back a little bit now. They were up like a little bit, but those are the NASDAQ futures right now. But yeah, everybody have a good one, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hopefully I can somehow figure out a way to have the stream stop lagging. So we shall see. Yeah, have a good one, everybody. Peace out.